Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's the number one Chief Rocker. Just coming through, rocking on a Sunday night. Welcome to Chop It Up. Just gonna have a discussion with my people. About my people to help my people. Thank you, thank you, thank you. When I say my people, y'all know I'm talking about everybody. Y'all know I'm talking about everybody, right? So, um, I know it's late on a Sunday night, right? I hope everybody had a great weekend. I hope you are headed into the work week with an abundance of energy and rejuvenation. As I sit here, I'm drinking my lemon water, right? Miss Mocha is preparing some ice water so I can stay hydrated and all that stuff. So how y'all doing out there tonight, man? Y'all tell me how y'all feeling. I got a bunch of stuff that I want to talk about. Got a bunch of stuff that I want to talk about, man. Um, so I'm gonna try to stay on topic. Um, I'm gonna try to stay on topic some. I think a bunch of this stuff really matters to me. I feel very strongly about these topics that I'm gonna talk about. And so I'm gonna try to give my best analysis and information. And first and also let me apologize for being late. What happened is I thought I was ready to rock and roll, and then I called a couple of resources, a couple of people that I trust, right? Called a couple of people that I trust, and they started giving me information and intel. And oh boy, yeah, man. So shout out to those people that I called, man. Thank y'all for y'all help. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. Okay. Okay. So thank you for y'all help, man. What I'm gonna talk about is why we don't support each other, right? Right. I'm gonna talk about why we don't support each other. And in a myriad of ways. I'm gonna talk about why we don't support each other financially, whether it's, um in healthcare and education and business and whatever. Also, why don't we support each other emotionally? Does it mean you're soft if you need somebody to have your back for once? Does it mean that you're soft? Personally, personally, I don't think so. I don't think it means you're soft. What I think it means is that everybody occasionally needs someone to lean on. We all need somebody to lean on. It happens. It happens occasionally. You know what I'm saying? And I would even venture to say more than what we think. That we just need somebody to lean on, to be judgment free, right? To just listen to us and not judge us, right? I'll say that as I add ice to the shaker. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. Yeah, yeah. So yeah. So I'm gonna start the conversation with um I think I have these slides in a certain order, but I want to have them. Yeah, this is the one. I want to I thought that color would pop better, but I want to start with the emotional support. Why we don't support each other emotionally, and not um in a soft sense, but why we don't support each other in a sense period, right? Like say for instance, somebody's going through something, somebody we know is going through something, right? Instead of us supporting that person, we judge that person. And my question to you is, why do we judge people instead of listening to them? Right? Why? Why do we feel like as the support system, as a support system, why do we feel like the first thing we need to do is judge that person, right? Should we judge that person? What I'm gonna say to should we judge that person part, first of all, absolutely we should judge, right? But not in a sense that you think we should judge, right? I know. Hey, listen, I am the king of saying judgment free zone. I'm the king of the saying exist in a judgment free zone. But here's the thing: the judgment free zone thing is a part of our self preservation in a sense, right? So the reason why we judge is to preserve ourselves and our assets. So you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about in a deep sense. I'm not talking about on a shallow sleeping on top of the covers sense. I'm talking about in a deep sense. The reason why we put up barriers, right, is not only to keep others out, but to keep things from coming in. I mean, not only to keep, excuse me, things from coming in, but it's also there to keep things from going out. Like why you have a fence, like when you put up fences, fences are to keep certain things out, but it's also to keep certain things in, right? I'll use your yard as an example. Your yard, you have a gate, a fence to keep things from wandering into your yard, but it's also to keep, say, your dogs from running out of your yard, or for your kids from going too far, things like that, right? So you can judge a little bit, right? But here's the thing about being judgmental, and we should be in this mindset when we judge. It's only so that we can evaluate the situation, so that we can evaluate. Say somebody comes to you and they say something to you that may be beyond what you're prepared to handle. You're judging in that sense, preparing yourself to help yourself and others, right? But that's not, but judging to an extreme sense is not the way to go. You shouldn't judge someone with to the point where they don't feel comfortable speaking with you about things that they need to talk with somebody about, right? Say if someone's depressed and they need somebody to talk to, right? There is no harm in listening. What we don't want to do in these cases is transpose. Like some for instance, when someone comes to you and says, I'll give an example. I'm not the same person as I was before my little brother passed away that I am now. Like I'm a different person. When you have a sibling pass away, especially one that's younger than you, it hurts a little different, right? Like in my case, big strong guy, don't need I'm independent everything, don't do anything for me. You know what I'm saying? And I can handle it. And then my sibling passes away and I find myself looking for help for everything. Right? Every little thing, right? And people will say that's probably some depressed state, or I'm still in a state of mourning, or I'm still upset about a certain thing. And maybe, possibly, right? But at the same time, I recognize it, right? It's not like it's going unrecognized, untreated, un everything, right? Un everything. So I understand that I need somebody to talk to. So I'm saying, I reach out, I do things, I talk to certain people, I get counseled on some things, because some things I just can't handle. Right. But here's the thing, when I first started trying to do that with my family was like in this mindset, was in a mindset like, hey, that thing that's affecting you is affecting everybody. And quite honestly, my thing is I don't care about it affecting everybody. I care about it affecting me, because I have to get myself right before I can help others. I have to be in a safe, sturdy place before I can reach out and help others. For instance, if I'm drowning, I can't save somebody else from drowning. Oh, God, that lemon water. This lemon water is strong. This lemon water is strong like bull. Yeah. So the thing is, you know what? I'm gonna pause it because I have it on a player. I'm just gonna pause it right there. So the emotional support. Why don't we support each other emotionally? Is it because we think people that need emotional support are soft? Is it because we feel like helping helping someone helping someone is enabling them? So if we help somebody that is depressed, or that is mourning, or is upset about a certain thing, are we enabling them, right? Or are we giving them a helping hand? In my view, in my opinion, I think it's a helping hand, because every now and then, and regardless of what kind of car you drive, it's going to get a flat tire, right? And just because you get a flat tire doesn't mean the car is a piece of crap. All it means is that the car has a flat tire, and it just needs to stop for a moment and fix the flat tire and get back on the road, right? And so if you are in the support system, are you really in the support system if you don't help? What type of support are you offering? has me thinking, man. It has me thinking, right? It has me thinking like, um, it has me thinking like, this thing is like a two-way street, and if you're not careful, you may get caught up playing in traffic with it. And I think these depressed emotions, these morning mindsets, this upset, being upset about a certain thing, leads to other stuff. So I'm going to talk about all these things together. I'm going to talk about all these things. I'm going to talk about all these things together. Right? I'm going to talk about all these things together. Right? And here is a key, a crucial thing that I want to introduce to our prolonged and ever morphing conversation. How come we can't be excited about the success of other people? Does success for one mean failure of another? Is that why? We can't be successful, we can't be excited about the success for others, because deep down it means that either us as as the human there, or as the person, or someone we knows failed. Does one mean or equate to the other? I don't think so. Yo, I told one of my homeboys the other day, good job, man. I'm proud of you. And he's like, man, I ain't really even did nothing. I ain't did nothing. Man, you know what I'm saying? I was like, shut up. I was like, shut up. Man, who you think you talking to? I was like, bro, you did good. You did good. You know what I'm saying? Let somebody be excited for you, man. Yo, man, shut up, man, and take this excitement, man. Don't you have enough detractors? I'll ask Chef NYK. Chef NYK, don't we have enough detractors and naysayers and haters in our lives? Right? Shouldn't we balance that out with people that support us? I think so. Yo, and for the people that are excited for you, yo, let them be excited for you, man. You know what I'm saying? Let them be excited for you. And then when something good happens for them, be excited for them in return. Throw out that positive energy. Don't we have enough negative energy in some of our spaces, in some of our spheres? Don't we have enough negative energy? Don't we have enough negative energy in our sphere where you know the negative outweighs everything? And Chef NYK says definitely need balance. Definitely. And our sphere, I don't know about Chef NYK's sphere, but I'm gonna generalize it, right? I'm gonna say in most people's spheres, they have 40% negative, 50% indifferent, and 10% of people that are happy for them. right? It's like 40% haters, 50% indifferent, and 10% people excited. And the thing about that is if that number were balanced in a different way, if that number was closer to 40-40 with 20% indifferent, you'd be on a Beyonce, a Bayhive type level. Unfortunately, a lot of us will never, ever, 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 ever get to that point where it'll be a balance of people excited, genuinely excited for your success, right? I think it gets to a point where, and I may be wrong, and I'm just throwing out arbitrary numbers. It's a feeling. It's a feeling I'm throwing out there now. You know what I'm saying? It's a feeling that I'm throwing out there. It's a feeling we throwing out there, man. It's one of these things where it's like, man, if I had, I'll give an example. Your first day of school, right? And I'm talking about your first ever day of school. I'm not talking about you a stank rump 11th grader. Now I'm talking about like your first day of kindergarten ever, right? People are genuinely excited for you to be a part of something new. Everything in that experience is exciting. Now, some of it may be overwhelming and may cause trauma, like um some of it may be like, yo, why do I have to hang up my coat on a coat rack? My mommy usually take my coat. Well, not at school. At school, you got to hang your coat up in the coat rack, right? Well, why do I have to eat lunch at a certain time? My mommy let me eat whenever I want. Not at school. You got to learn the rules, right? But you're learning in an exciting way where everything is high paced, energetic, and positive. But the older you get, the more you realize life is not like kindergarten, where everything is not going to be high paced, energetic, and exciting. Some things you are going to regret going into it. Some of it you already know what it is going into it. Like going to work tomorrow. Like when you go to work tomorrow, you already know what it is. Like I already know off rip tomorrow I got to make at least 100 telephone calls. Right? Over the course of the day, I know I have to try to reach out to at least 100 people. And that's not exciting, but it's necessary. Right? It's a grind. Right? It's a grind. And some of y'all are think are yeah, and some of y'all like y'all watching, I think y'all understand where I'm coming from with this. Where it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, it's Sunday night. Gotta go to work in the morning. Blase blah. Boom boom. We already know. We already know what it is. King Ribby is in the building. Let me put this thing. I should have did this already. I gotta start getting better at that. I get this microphone, y'all, on Vibes, and I be trying to keep it to myself accidentally. You know what I'm saying? Accidentally. But let me go back. So I want to go back to the beginning on a thing. So I'm gonna jump around a little bit. I'm gonna be like House of Pain on this one. I'm gonna jump around on this a little bit. Why don't we support each other? Why don't we support each other? Why don't we support each other's music or dreams or businesses or relationships, aspirations, education, healthcare? Why don't we support? Is there a stigma attached to being supportive? And if there is, so what? Oh God, lemon water is strong. Hmm. So why don't we support each other? Why don't we support each other's dreams and aspirations and goals and relationships and businesses, even healthcare, even health? Why are we the ones that if somebody says, yo, I I must stop smoking weed, right? Right. Just say you're around somebody that says, yeah, I'm gonna stop smoking weed. Why are we the ones like, yo, I know you said you was gonna stop smoking, but you know it's auntie birthday, and you know how we do on auntie birthday. Why you gotta be that guy? Or here's another one. Yo, man, I stopped drinking, man. I hadn't took a drink in 3 days. 3 days, that's all? You said you stopped drinking. 3 days ain't nothing. Well, for somebody that has made the conscious decision to stop drinking, 2 or 3 days might be everything to them. Right? Why we got to be that person when somebody says they want to go on a diet and they like, yeah, I'm trying to go on a diet, and we're like the first one to say, you you on a diet? Yeah, right. Why do we have to be that person? Your support system is everything and nothing at the same time. Right? Your support system, if they are not supporting you, they are not a support system. And I'm not saying that your support system has to co-sign everything that you say. They just have to be sturdy. See, support means sturdy, integrity, integral. That's what support is. Support is not cosign. Support is structure. That's why they call it support. What's good, boss? How you doing?
Hey, what's good?
Ain't nothing.
Freezy, how you doing, man?
It's been a minute, bro. Let me. I'm trying to get us both on the joint at the same time. I got the graphic. There it is. Yeah,
All
man.
right, let me.
Man, brother.
Good, man. Yeah, good topic tonight. I haven't seen you since that Orlando game, man.
Yeah, yeah. It's
That
been
was a real
yeah,
good game, man.
yeah, man. Yeah, man. So the leg is doing better too, man. I'm not hobbling around like an old
Oh,
man.
that's
Well,
great.
I'm hobbling around a little bit like an old man, but not as bad then.
Yeah,
Oh man, I was at the game, bro. I was hunched over so bad, man. My knee was hurting so bad, bro.
yeah. I should have got up there to see, man, but you must have been like, "Yo, who is this?" Because I'm like, "Freezy, where you at? Where you
Nah,
at?"
man.
I
I
was
get
trying to. uh, oh,
the
Shorty
irony
was
is
like, she's like,
I
"Who's
get that.
Freezy?"
Not, but the irony is I get that in a lot of cities, bro. I get that in like in Atlanta, in Charlotte. I get that and so when I get them type of that connect, I'm like, yeah, I gotta go down to such and such place and meet such and such. You know what I'm saying?
All right,
So
yeah, that was
yeah,
cool. That was cool.
yeah, man. Yeah. So how's everything
Yeah.
been?
Yeah, good man. Just I got a couple businesses really moving on the seafood wholesale business. So
Right.
that's definitely it's Florida. I'm closer to the ocean.
Right.
So a lot of activity and
Right.
a lot of big companies. So try to get my little niche in there as far as
Your people
so I
supporting
started.
you?
Yeah, yeah, definitely, man. I can't
Okay.
complain about that, man. Like I
Right.
got a really good, like you say, my name ain't Clarence, but I got good parents and
Right.
always
Right.
had
Right. Right.
always
Right.
had good support.
Right. Right.
But yeah, it does get a little weird sometimes with, people wanting to invest and people kind of like, what are you doing? Like, why are you
Right.
doing this? It's like I have my plan. It's a big market with wholesale seafood. So if I could get my niche in that, which
Right.
I started to do in the last 3 years,
Right.
um, yeah, still do catering too, but the seafood side of it, um, it's a nice niche, man. So
Is it more upside?
say that again.
Is it higher upside on the seafood side?
Yeah. With the
Okay.
quantity you could sell, and even with the chef being like a chef, like catering, I mean, getting those prices always helps with the bottom line. If I do an event or I'm able to offer, got this real estate company called Remax. I do some of their parties and stuff, end of the
Right.
year parties, awards, dinners. So I'm able to
Right.
offer them, like nice salmon and different stuff. Might not that I couldn't offer it without the wholesale prices, but it helps,
But it
with the
helps.
bottom line and everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. 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 No doubt. No doubt, man. So I'm in the financial services sector where I'm doing retirement planning, things of that sort, life insurance, things of that sort. So I'm doing that and so and my field, it's the ones that really um require and search out my services are the ones that are already educated about finance. Like they already have their goals locked in. They just need somebody to help them get to their goal. Like they already know what
All
their
right.
goal is, right? They're like, hey, listen, I need for age 60 to 80, I need about for retirement. I'm talking about for retirement now. I'm not talking about a lump sum of money. I'm talking about having an egg to last them 20 years. They'll say something
All
along
right.
the lines like, hey, I need $2 million as a nest egg for that 20 years. And that's for me and my wife, right? So
Mhm.
that'll be like if both of us made $50,000 a piece, you know what I'm saying, in salary. It'll be just like if at that age, if both of us retire her nest egg brings in $50,000 a year, and mine brings in $50,000 a year, and it'll be like we never stop working, right?
All right. Yeah.
And so when people hear the big number, they're like, "Oh, $2 million." Well, no, relax, relax. That's the amount of money that you'll spend for 20 years as income. And I use that as an arbitrary number, but that number is not a lot of money. Like if you think about the money that you bring in right now, say what your annual salary is, and don't tell me I don't want to know your money. I don't want to know you. I'm just saying in general, right? Right.
I
But
got
say
you.
whatever your salary is, and you're saying I want to add 10% of that per year for inflation when I get 60. So if listen, at 60, if I decide to walk away, I can. If I decide to keep working, I can, right?
Mm.
And so I go through these things and set up certain things for them, a certain product for them. That way they can do that. Now what happens is when I speak to people that are not educated about a thing and they don't have a goal, they'll tell me stuff like, "Man, you just want to take my money."
Yeah, that's
And, yeah,
yeah, that's
and,
crazy.
yeah, and I'm like, bro, you and I try to say it in you know how I am. So um I try to be customer centric when I speak to people, but I say it in a real sense, like a
Yeah.
street sense. Like, bro, that little bit of money ain't worth me losing my licenses over. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Yeah,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like your $68 a month is not worth me being my license is revoked and suspended in all these states, and then I have to get a change careers. It's not, But
yeah,
let
it's
me
not
ask
all
this.
that
Is it worth it? Like, is it think about your business, like people if somebody says something along the lines of like, man, you robbing me on these prices, bro. You know what I'm saying? Blah blah blah. Blah. You got to do better than that. And you like, yo, I have these two businesses together. I'm not gonna risk the reputation of my companies for us. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like
to give somebody a discount, yeah.
yeah, or bad
Yeah.
service. I'm not gonna provide a bad service to risk the reputation of these entities that I have. I have this thing though. I think. Oh, let me ask you this: do you encounter more people that are wanting to support you in your business versus more people that may be detractors of your business?
Hmm. That's a good question. I want to say more support,
Okay.
but I probably because I'll tell you straight up. I was trying to tell a buddy of mine wants to kind of invest in stuff, and he's a good marketer and everything. That's but try to tell him like in this type of business, seafood business in Florida, I mean, you don't see brothers like in the position I'm kind of in, like,
Right.
because I'm pretty much like a middleman brokerage, but
Right.
the guys bringing all the fish and all the product in, they're looking at me to get it to the buyers, and the buyers looking at me to get the good product. So it's kind of a good
Right.
place to be,
Right.
but I kind of had to build that reputation, and obviously you walk in there, and I'm the type of person I mess with everybody. I know who I am
Right.
as a black man, but like
Right.
I
Right. Right.
mess
Right.
with every race. I mess with everybody. You know what I
Yeah. That's
mean?
yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
when they see you walk in there and you're grabbing a check from the boss, like some of these guys are looking at you like, or they're looking for a reason to be like, oh well, I don't like boss, you need to look at this fish or you need to look at these stone crabs because they might not,
Right.
so I had to
Right.
deal with a little of that. But
Right.
as far as the industry, it's been pretty good. But it's like you said, it's your professionalism and it's the way you kind of. But to answer your question, I feel like more supportive than not.
I find I find and so I'm gonna be real with you in a sense, bro. I don't want to make it sound like I'm saying anything anti-Semitic because I'm not. Right. What I'm saying is I'm gonna speak
Yeah.
to our truths. Right. bro, when you're black in a certain industry and you're like, if you're a minority, because when you're black, you're a minority in real life, right? You know what I'm saying? But the thing
Yeah.
is that, but when you step into certain fields, you're even more of a minority. It's like you're more of a unicorn, right? Like say for instance, financial services and
Yeah.
things. Like when you talk to people about money, and as a black male, um, I find, I'm not gonna lie to you, I find white people are more open to listening to the information than my brothers and sisters are. Like right, like my black crowd
All
is
right. Yeah.
always thinking like, how is he trying to trick me? What is he trying to get from me? Right?
Mm.
You know, is he a token? Is he like some type of, you know what I'm saying? That's what I get personally. Right? I'm not
Yeah,
saying
they
this
try.
this
Nah,
okay.
that's true. No,
Yeah.
I didn't want to interrupt you, but I do feel that sometimes. Say it's like skepticism, is that the right word for it? It's like they're try to maybe figure you out. Like you said, I don't know if it's so much if you try. Well, I know that's your point. You're trying to say if they think you're not qualified, but it's kind of like, well, how are you doing? You know, how are you doing it? It's a little more. They're a little more skeptical than I feel like sometimes. Yeah, like your non-black customers. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
like
Right.
for instance, me and my mom we do a me and my mom do a farmers market every Saturday. And it's a really
Okay.
nice farmers market. You know, we make fresh rice, fresh veggies. I get my
Right.
fish from, a really good source. So it's everything's fresh, everything's tasty. And, a lot of the white people, they'll be like, "Oh, what are you doing?" I'll take a couple of meals for me and my kids. And then I noticed, not all, but some of the, people that look like us, they come in and it's like eyeballing it, like, should I go over there? What are they doing?
Right.
This one lady and her daughter, she was kind of like, well, I'll come see you next time. My mom's just one of those when it comes to black women, man. She's one of the she's one of the realists. So she was kind of like, I try to tell her like, the customer service great, but I'm like, don't say anything. But she's like, she ain't coming back over here. Like,
Right. Yeah.
but
Right.
she's real like that. But me,
Right.
not that I'm not real, but I'll be like, all right, I'll see you next week, even though I'm kind of thinking like, you came through here like 3 times before, and you ain't never
Right.
brought anything. You had the same look on your face,
Right.
So I doubt you're gonna spend money with me, but that is yeah, you gotta ask yourself sometimes why, and sometimes you do take it a lot more personally than
Right.
it being another race because you're like, hey, I'm out here doing something. I'm obviously doing something good because I'm, where I'm at, it's majority, white. It's kind of a expensive place to buy produce because it's like kind of like a Whole Foods, but a farmer's market's a
Right.
small business type, but
Right.
very expensive to shop there. So it's like,
Right.
give me, like embrace us, we're the same people, man. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I'm trying to do something. So
Right. Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Like why don't we support each other? For instance, if I see you, right, and no disrespect to my other people, but like when I see black owned stuff, right, I try to support, right?
yeah,
Like if I saw y'all out there, and even if I'm not keen on veggies and rice and whatever, I'm gonna come through and support. Like, even if I don't get anything, I'll search for the tip jar.
yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right. You know what I'm saying? And I know that seems small, but it's not the tip that goes in the jar. It's the fact that you see me walk to that tip jar and put something in there.
Hmm.
It's that emotional cachet that we got to start putting in with people also, right? Because in the grand scheme of things, if I put a $10 bill in the tip jar and keep it moving, that $10 is gonna help somewhat, right? but you seeing me put that $10 or $20 bill and whatever it is in the tip jar, right? It's like this subliminal message to my people, like, yo, I'm just not. I'm not gonna buy. Maybe I just ate, right? Maybe I just
Yeah,
ate or
yeah.
something, right? And I see you, but you don't know that I just ate, right? You just see a
Hmm.
person just walk by. I put the thing in the tip jar and I keep it moving, and you be like, man, that was nice. You know what I'm saying?
No, it builds you up. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The indemnification, man, the reinforcement, bro. We need that. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
No, that's facts.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We need certain things like that. Like I talked to a lady, right? And I kind of knew that she wasn't buying because what I'm saying, what I was talking to her about just didn't fit her MO. But she let me go through the whole thing and she was like, yeah, I'm not gonna buy anything. I'm just not ready. You know what I'm saying? I have some things that I already have in place. I had in place for years. But you were so good. What I'll do is when my daughter come over later today, I'm gonna tell her that I met you. Right. And
All
so
right.
what that did was I was headed to this thing like, dang, man, I just messed up on this thing. I didn't get this sale or whatever. And what it turned into was, okay, she was already set on her stuff. But instead of her shooing me away like, nah, I'm good. Instead of saying
Yeah.
that, she was like, let me go through it. It was like 7 to 8 minutes afterwards. She was like, nah, man, I'm really impressed. When my daughter come over, you know what I'm saying, blah, blah, blah. And her daughter is married. I think they got like 4 kids. 2 of them grown. 2 of them are about to leave the house. You know what I'm saying? So what it was is it turned out, it went from a non-sale with her to a sale with her and her husband and a sale with her the lady's grandkids, like one girl, one lady, one man, and then they had kids. So what looked like a bad seed that was sitting on top of the ground actually flourished into a thing branched off that I can make multiple sales from.
No, that's
Y-
great. No, I
y-
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like one of those things. She didn't need the product, but she still supported in that type of way.
Yeah,
You know what
she
I'm
took the
saying?
time to listen to you and yeah,
Right,
Pat, think about who she might know who could use the product instead of just being like, oh, like you said, kind of like shunning you or oh, I'm busy or whatever. Um, yeah,
right.
that's a great way to do things.
Yeah, but what I find is that I don't know if our communities support each other like that.
Yeah.
Is that a do we raise our people like that or is that a trust issue?
I don't think it's a rate. See, this makes me think about growing up. I grew up on Suffolk County, Long Island. My grandparents lived out there in probably 1952 from the Bronx. They moved from
You're right.
Florida to Sugar Hill to the Bronx and then out to the island. But
Right.
I did. It makes me think about it because I did notice this. Certain families would have. I don't know if they thought we had more. Like we weren't rich, but my grandparents were good with their finances. They liked to take care of the house, and my grandfather always had a new car or something. So people had the impression like, oh my God, these guys, this family, is so whatever, this to that. But instead of sometimes embracing it, it would be a little more of a jealousy thing. And that was
Right.
way before I was born. I mean, I'm 44, so I'm an 80s baby, but my mom was born in 46. But she
Right.
said even when she was growing up, there was just that sense, even to the point of people that married into the family from different
Right.
families in the neighborhood, they would just have a certain, you know, disdain for success sometimes.
Right.
And I never really got that, but I seen it even in families. Like it's like, well, look, and I'm not gonna apologize if my grandfather, works
Right.
hard and
Right.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
doesn't take I never said this, but sometimes I wanted to some of my family members. Like, I'm sorry your granddad takes his paycheck to the OTB, but that's not my problem, man.
Right.
Like, but you know, you could feel that jealousy or whatever, or oh, they think they're better in the black community. Like I felt that a lot more than growing up in um, different communities.
Right. Yeah. And
And
so,
yeah,
yeah. Well, and the thing about, I'm gonna say it, and when I say the word now, it has a different sense of what the word really means. But your granddad was what we call, or what should be called and embraced as custodial, right? Like he got a certain
yeah,
thing and he took care of that thing. Like I
mm,
think some of us, we don't have the custodial mindset of whatever we're blessed with, we got to take care of it, right?
facts,
So
facts.
some of we don't have, we emotionally we have a deficit of, regardless what we get, we're always looking for the next thing, right? Excuse me. Like you get the PS5, and people are like, man, I wonder what the PS6 is going to be like. You know,
True, true.
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
You know, or you get the car that you always dreamed of, right? And instead of embracing the car that you always dreamed of, now your girl want the car she always dreamed of, right? Now, so it's
yeah,
like, so it's
yeah.
like, how about we just take care of? I'll give you an example. Blorence Tears, right?
Hmm.
So Blorence Tears is the best example that I know, right? Blorence Tears is a fellowship channel that talks Knicks basketball, right? It's
Hmm.
where fans can get together and kick it, build a community where we can all rock together, you know what I'm saying? And talk about sandwiches in the Bronx. We could talk about Central Islip, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true,
CIFLY and the SKY, Central Islip. We could talk about
true.
Brentwood. We could, you know what I'm saying? We could talk about Inwood. You know what I'm saying? We could talk about South Bronx, Bronx River, all these different things, and at the same time talk Knicks, right? We could talk
Facts.
Jersey City, all this stuff. And then on the channel, like instead of us embracing the charter, which is building fellowship, like let people know you can build friends on the internet. You know what I'm saying? You can you know what I'm saying, be friendly with people and have conversations and things of that sort. And what happened is over the course of time, people were hitting me like, yo, why don't you do things like Knicks Fan TV? Well, because we're not in the same lane. Lawrence Tears is not that.
Yeah,
Lawrence Tears,
you have a different
yeah,
strategy and a different
yeah,
not anything against that, but it's a different community,
right,
you know.
right. My thing, I'm not a journalist. I never want to be that. Listen, I'm satisfied with my career. What I'm doing right now is what I really want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm.
maybe like with you, like what you're doing personally is probably what you really want to do. It fits who you are. You like in this certain lane, and you're like, yo, I'm comfortable with this. But people will be
Yeah.
like, yo, you know what? You need to start getting so much. You need to get in supermarkets. You're like, wait,
Yeah,
relax, bro.
yeah. I get that. Like my big bro is like and there's good money in the online sales, but some people are like, oh, well, you need to do this or that. And I'm like, look, man, I kind of have like you with Florence Tears, you have a vision, and sometimes it's hard for people to see your vision. You try to explain it to them, but it's like I'm trying to let people know in the side of the seafood industry I'm in, I could always branch off to a few other things, but you got to kind of get headway where you're at first, you know what I mean?
Right.
But it's really hard for people to get that, They'll think you're slacking, like, oh, why haven't you done? It's like, bro, I just sold 800 pounds of stone crab, but you're giving me you're busting my chops about having an
Bro, do
online
they know how much
business.
800 pounds
Yeah,
is? Do people don't
bro,
understand how
that's
much 800
that's
pounds
about
is, bro?
15 grand. That's about $15,000 worth of friggin'
Right.
product, bro. You know,
Yo, that's what I'm
but
saying. And then like, and they
you
asking you,
try to,
well,
yeah,
how come it's not 35,000?
yeah. How come you're not online? How
Right,
come I can't
right,
buy it? How come you can't ship it to me? It's like, yo, I mean, not that
right.
that's not a good idea, but you know, but I think it's just a vision that, you know, you have that, you're obviously a visionary for what you do, in my
Right.
opinion, but it's kind of hard to, you know, I see what you're doing, but it's hard for a lot of people to see that until it's like in full fruition, you know? So,
Right.
yeah.
Right. With us is, for instance, my thing with Lawrence Tears is, of course, Lawrence Tears was created pre-COVID, right? So I had no idea that, you know, the pandemic was going to affect everybody the way it did. And
Mm,
my
yeah,
thing
true.
was start a channel, man. Maybe we could do functions in New York or Florida. Like when we go to games, my vision was, man, when we go to games, maybe Knicks fans, maybe 8 to 10 of us, however many it is, can get together, sit down in some type of restaurant or sit down at some type of event where we could just fellowship in every
Yeah.
city. Like, what I'm saying? Like in Atlanta, in Miami, in Orlando, in New Orleans, in Nashville, I'm sorry, in Memphis, wherever we go, we can
Mm,
all get together and just fellowship. And I could do the live stream, right? I could do the live stream in those cities where people in the chat can see us fellowshipping, right? No pressure. Like I'm not asking people to be journalists. You know what I'm saying? Like people get on camera and just say hi, hey everybody, it's Knicks fan 123. You know what I'm saying, from Staten Island, and you see him in the chat all the time, right? But then you finally get to see him on camera. You're like, oh snap, there he is. We've been talking to each other. Okay, that's what he looked like. Okay, okay. That's what I wanted it to be, but instead it kind of turned into this aggressive race to be the best Knicks content creation channel, right?
all right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so the thing about it is now, and listen, if that's what the fan if that's what the people wanted to be, we can be that. But the thing about it is that was never the intent. So if I don't do it at the pace that people want, don't look at me as if, what I'm saying, I only sold 800 pounds of stone crab.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But
I,
you
I'm
know,
like, yo, you gotta relax. You got right, right, right.
yeah, but you know, a lot of people have. But I'll say, I love that what you put together, man. Because you put a lot of different brothers together. You know, I mean, everybody. I don't want to leave anybody out, but bring a lot of people together. We're all
Right,
Knicks fans, but it's like you see all this stuff. Like, shout out to DSJ. Like, I love that track. Yeah, so I'm a big R&B fan. So then you
mhm,
start talking to people about music. You start talking to people about different businesses, and
right,
like it's a community, but now you're starting to build friendships and build even potential business opportunities, or
right.
you know, which is it's great, man. Especially for
Yeah,
our community. It's not
yeah.
like
We
that
need
always
stuff like
happens.
that, bro.
Yeah, it's usually you know, who's the best or who's doing this or that person over here. Instead, it seems like everybody, is all, embracing everybody and,
Right.
embracing what they're doing in their life and everything, that's important, man. Like that's
Right.
something that is, yeah,
Is
something
is
really
is
important.
is very important, not just for monetary gain, but that emotional cachet, confidence. You know what I'm saying? Things of that sort. Like I was saying about putting money in the tip jar. You know what I'm saying? We kind of need that edification, like people, what I'm saying, helping us become our better selves. And part of that has to do with us supporting each other, not in a sense of supporting each other for always financial gain. But financial gain is not a bad thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Sometimes
definitely not.
yeah, sometimes it's as simple as okay, I used to go to the fish market in town. They was whack. I know Chef NYK do it. Why not have him just send the stuff straight to my house? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
fact.
I'll pay him the way whatever instrument he uses to receive payments, I'll pay him that way. Whether it's
Mm,
go to a website, a trusted website, and pick out the thing and just pay online, and have a third party transact, or maybe it's send it to him directly. He send the product to you. However it is, you
yeah.
know what I'm saying? Yeah, so it's one of those things, man, where sometimes it's just about upgrading your network. Sometimes you
Yeah.
just deal with people in your network. They provide a bad product, the service is bad, but you need it, and then you find somebody better, and then you just go with them because for the last 5 years you've been going through a thing that's whack, and you just like, man, I would just wish I knew somebody that I could get fresh fish from. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Fact.
That's the thing. That's the thing with me, bro. I eat fish every Friday, bro. I spend money in seafood, bro.
Oh, that's what's up, man. Yeah, I
Yeah,
gotta send you a Miss Smoker and the family something for sure, man.
yeah. We gotta. Yeah,
Yeah.
we gotta use your business. Like, you know what I'm saying? However you transact, bro. We gotta get in that mode of not looking to get something for nothing, but respecting Chef NYK as a minority business owner.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
It
appreciate that, man.
yeah, it's yeah, we have to support each other in these efforts, man. It's I guess it's been about a month. A dude told me to my face, he was like, "Man, I don't mess with black insurance agents. All y'all do is steal money."
What?
Yeah,
See
yeah,
that's that mentality, man. Like, what the hell?
yeah, yeah,
You're an
bro.
individual, first of all, but yeah, that's how some people think, man.
with
That's
a with a
crazy.
squeaky clean record. With a I've never been investigated by any state ever, right?
Mm.
Never ever have been investigated. I don't owe insurance companies money. You know what I'm saying? I don't owe, you know what I'm saying, any of that stuff, right? Squeaky clean record, bro. Squeaky clean. And my thing is just though that I'm selective. That's why certain people don't like um I'm selective. Like when it comes because um as um um somebody in this profession, I'm gonna be their representative. So it's a two-way street. So I'm mad selective, right? I don't want somebody that's gonna not take in the information. Like, you know how somebody asks you to work extra hard for them, and then you're like, okay, they're asking me to work extra hard because they're trying to get somewhere, and then you're talking to them like, yo, okay, yeah, I sent you the stuff. Did you read it? No. Right.
Mhm. Yeah.
Why didn't you read it? Do you want me to just explain it to you? No, I got it. Just send it again. Well, I'm out with the missus right now. Well, when you get back home from the missus, can you send it to me again? No, this is me and my missus night out. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, like,
when
come on, man. Yeah.
when we get back, me and the missus are gonna do. Well, just do it before y'all get into y'all. No, I ain't doing that.
Nah.
And,
Yeah.
and,
See?
yeah, and then say you do make the exception and do it right, and then like you call them 2 days later, like, yo, I sent the stuff Friday night around 8 o'clock. Did you read it? Oh nah,
It's
man, I ain't
still
read it. I
yeah,
ain't
they
read it.
still didn't read it.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'm
Yeah.
I'm I'm selective in that sense.
No, you have to be. I learned it's a different scenario, but I learned like recently. You just It's nothing wrong with people want to invest in you, but you guys got to make sure it's the right people, and then they're on your same page too. Because
Right,
I've had a lot of people be like, "Oh yeah, well you need to do things this way," and
right,
I want 30% of your business. So I'm like,
right.
wait,
And you like, wait a minute.
hold, hold up. Like, you don't really know about this business, but I get it. You know marketing, but I
Right.
necessarily I don't. I'm not anti-marketing, but with the product I have, it kind of sells itself. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? Like it's like,
What food sells itself? What?
but I'm just saying like I had a brother hit me up and he meant well, man. Where he's like, oh, I could do all this marketing for you,
Right.
but I want you to do things this way. I'm like, hold up. And then he still want 40%. I'll take 40. Let's go 40/60. Like, wait.
Wait, wait.
What are you
How
talking
about
about,
how
man?
about no?
Yeah. It's like,
Yeah, man,
but
it's
people,
crazy.
yeah, you gotta be careful, you know.
Yeah, and yeah, the whole thing about supporting is I'm gonna pull this down just really quick. So let me pull
Yeah,
that down. Let me go to the classic look, and then that way I can boom.
yeah.
Okay. DSJ said he
One
wants one
crab is
crab.
I got you, man. I'll send you some of that mustard sauce too. DSJ, man.
Yeah,
The
man.
one crab.
Yeah, man.
Oh man.
So yeah, so I'm struggling to understand why we don't support. And is okay? Let me ask this. Even if I can't figure it out, is there a way to correct it?
I think so. I think so. I mean, some of it, like that jealousy stuff I was talking about, I think that's just kind of inherent. But like for meeting, excuse me, meeting new people, um, I think it's just communication, man, and just like you said, edification. I like that word. And just embracing people and seeing what they're about before you just try to, oh, this looks like old dude you were talking about. Well, you remind him of somebody, or he's just used to, black men with insurance trying to rip him off or something. Like see what we're all about and get to know each other on a basic level. Not just oh, there's another brother or another somebody who looks like me or looks like my cousin or somebody from around the way. Like get to know each other's story before you
Right.
just kind of, you know,
All right. Let me
rush the judgment.
let me pause right there just to bring in DSJ real quick.
Yeah.
Uh, 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 yeah. Uh, uh, uh. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, put them drinks down and get on your feet. Put your hands together for the R&B sensation, DSJ. Ladies and gentlemen, DSJ. Dopest intro in the game. DSJ, what's good, brother?
You know me. Trolling on the river.
What up, DSJ?
Chef NYK, what's going on? It's a pleasure, brother.
Yeah, pleasure too, man.
Yeah, man. DSJ, why can't we or can't is not the word I'm looking for. Right? Can't means the in it implies an inability. Why don't we support each other?
Because we all see each other as competition. That's
Mm,
simple. We
mm.
we have this innate nature to want to see people strive, but not at the benefit of their struggles, right? For instance, chef, what restaurant do you work at or own?
Oh, so I'm a pretty much freelance caterer. So I do my catering, do farmers markets, and then wholesale seafood.
Okay,
Yeah,
and that's beautiful, and
yeah.
especially as a person that is, I guess, a pescatarian. Um, that's absolutely wonderful, right?
That's what's up. Yeah, man. I gotta hook you up,
But
man.
I'm pretty sure there's about seven other people in that same field doing the same exact thing, sitting here trying to knock you off. Oh, he's about to make that sale. Well, let me step in and tell him that I can probably do a reduced price.
Mm,
We cook
true.
the same thing, same ingredients, everything is the same. You get the same serving, but I might just do this one little thing for you to push you out the way, step in. I won't sit there and say, hey, let's collab on something. Maybe we split the profits 50-50. No, let me get all this profit and knock you out the way. And even if I take a slight loss, I'd rather take a slight loss than see us both succeed. And
Right.
that, unfortunately, is the nature of the world.
Right.
Mm,
Right.
facts. Facts.
Right. They like, yo, you know what? Instead of I'm gonna just throw in extra hush puppies. That's what I'm gonna throw in. I'm gonna throw
Yeah.
in a hush puppy mix. I'm gonna throw in
Yeah.
a bag
Yeah.
of the instant hush puppy mix, the one you just add water. Yeah, I'm gonna just throw that in there with your sales or something like that. So and I don't know the seafood game. I'm just what I'm saying just
Nah,
for the
it's
sake
definitely
of
cut. It's definitely cutthroat, but you gotta find, like I tell everybody who starts anything business wise, you just gotta have your like what makes you different than everybody else. Isn't
right.
it? It's not that easy, but you gotta kind of, you know what I mean, or provide something that, you know, obviously good quality and everything, but
Right.
I
Right.
think there's a question, an underlying question in the mix of that as well. What you just proposed in terms of why don't we support each other? And my question is, what is your insecurity
hmm,
about supporting someone else? Because
that's a good.
as I think about it, right, and let's relate it to the field that I pursue right now, which is the music. Um, Now, let's say I'm, doing something like a showcase. Matter of fact, I am doing a showcase this Friday. Um,
Nice.
my
I'll be there.
intent is to go up there and just to showcase the talent, right, and possibly connect with other artists. Um, maybe collab on future endeavors. Who knows? I'm pretty sure that the person that I would probably want to collab with is looking at me instead of as an ally, is looking at me as competition. I'm trying to make sure that I can get whatever fans he got on my side. I want to try to knock out. If he's selling merchandise, I want to do more profit than he does. Like these are the mindsets of everybody. Now again, this is business, and again, you're supposed to try to monopolize as much money as possible. But sometimes, just sometimes, money isn't everything.
Right.
Cause, and there's a quote that someone told me a long time ago that stuck with me, and it's be careful of the toes that you step on today because they'll be connected to the ass you're kissing tomorrow.
Hmm,
Mm,
it's a good one.
right.
And that has never left my side, especially considering I've seen firsthand people get stepped on, people get bullied, people get thrown in lockers, right?
Right. Right.
And now these people are executives, these people are business owners. Um, again, they're making money hand over fist, and those same people that was stuffing them in lockers are their employees.
Yep.
Hmm.
Hey, I think you missed the spot right there.
Right. 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 Yeah. Park my car.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. No, I get it. I get it. I get it. And you know what, DS, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna be real with you, right? So um we get this so Chef NYK, we get this track called Hood Goddess, right?
Great track. Great track.
Yeah, everybody hears it before me, right? Everybody hears it before me. I'm like, so how y'all like it? They like, man, and this is the God honest truth. It's like however many people, right, listen to it. They're like, yo, I like it, but such and such. And then I'd be like, but you told me you like the such and such part on other songs. Yeah, that's true. But on this one, so but is it a good song? Yeah, it's a great song. But such and such and such. And I'm gonna use Jay Dilla as an example, right? Just as an example, right? Only as an example, right? They like, yo, I like Jay Dilla because Jay Dilla adds that such and such to the such and such and such, right? And I'm like, okay, I respect that. And then they hear Hood Goddess, and they're like, yeah, man, I love the song, but it's just got that such and such similar to Jay Dilla on it, man. I don't know if I'm feeling it. And I'm like, yo, wait a minute. So when Jay Dilla does it, somebody that's out of your realm of touching, you'll never get to that sphere. He does it and you love it. DSJ, who you see on a daily basis, does the same thing or better, and you like, I'm not, I don't know. And so Chef NYK behind the scenes on telephone calls, I'm legit checking people. Like, yo, how you gonna say this about a dude that you even if he was alive, you would never be in the same room with that guy ever.
Yeah.
You can't wash Jay Dilla's car. If he was alive, you wouldn't be able to wash Jay Dilla's car, right?
True.
He does it, right? And then DSJ puts out a great song, and it's in that, and it has some of that same essence from Jay Dilla, and you like, yeah, I love the song. The concept is great. The singing is great, man. It's just that Jay Dilla thing, man. I don't know if I'm feeling it. And what it is to me is that we don't support each other in a way that we need to support each other, right? Like
Yeah, I don't
when
get
I
it.
first heard Hood Goddess, I was like, you know what? Screw that. Every opportunity I get, I'm gonna play that song. Right?
Facts.
Right? Every
Yeah.
opportunity I get. DSJ, did I not tell you that? I told you that, right?
You told me that.
Straight to your face. Straight to your face. You was like, I don't know if I really want to put it out there. I was like, DSJ, I'm making a video for it and I'm playing it every opportunity I get. Remember that?
And I'm very appreciative.
Now I'm very appreciative of the fact
I'm
that you allowed me to do it.
Hey, I'm definitely very appreciative because some of the ladies in my life were very appreciative. So thank you, my brother.
Yeah, man.
Nah,
That's a
I'm
good
glad to hear
shot.
that.
Hey, and
You know, I,
DSJ, the reason why I say that is because we pick and choose who we support in an unbalanced way, right? The people that you will never ever impact their lives except through money, you support them blindly. Like you don't even know what Jay Dilla is like as a person. You don't know what Timbaland or Genuine or Tank is like as people, right? But this guy that's in front of you that's similarly talented, that's coming from where you come from, you like, yeah, it's a 10. I just thought DSJ would put out an 11. And then I ask you, well, how often do you ever see an 11? Nah, I'm just saying. No, no, no,
Mm,
no.
no.
Don't just be saying. Support. Stop being childish. Stop being a buffoon and support. Right? If Tank puts out an 8, right? And DSA puts out a 10, you support that 8. Not only do you support that 8, you get off work early, go to the ATM, go stand in line to support an 8. DSJ sends you a 10 by email for free, and you're like, I don't know. I just expected an 11. We'll just do that. Right? Like Chef NYK, you have a business, right? I'm sure that somebody black came to you and expected the hookup?
Yeah, man. That
Please don't
definitely
read my comment then.
no, I got you. I got you. But
yo,
yeah,
yo,
facts.
yeah, man. Yeah, man. It's yeah, it's I don't I'm struggling with the why don't we support thing. And the reason why I'm struggling with it is because if a brother that comes from where we come from is doing something positive for the community, I feel like it's our job to support that brother. Period.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, we should be looking at value adds and instead of value takeaways. You know what I'm saying? Am I wrong for that though? Am I off base?
No, you're not wrong. I think
Nah,
I think theoretically, I think it's just as easy to credit success as it is to criticize aspirations.
Mm.
mm,
Mm.
How many times, and let's go back to some time like maybe 2005, right? When people were making CDs and handing them out in the mall or wherever you were shopping, asking you just give me a chance, just hear this out, just give it a listen, let me know what you think, right? Now this person is giving you the CD for free, or maybe he's asking for a donation, $5, right? And to your credit, it might be better than R. Kelly's TP2.com album.
mm,
Right.
But you're aspiring. Nothing succeeds like success. So let me go ahead and go in here and spend, instead of this $5, I'm going to add an additional 15 to it,
Right.
stand in line, purchase this CD,
Right.
come outside, look at you while you're still ear hustling, and
Right.
go blast this thing in my car driving past you
Right.
and your aspirations. For some reason, it just seems like the thing to do. Um, because again, you're a local artist, you're a local whatever the talent is, you're a local.
Right.
So it's easier to criticize. It's just as if a profession like plumbing, right? I could I could be starting out and have a basically like painted, a painted logo on my vehicle to advertise what I'm doing because I
Right.
don't have the capital to do anything else.
Right.
I can offer you work in the community. Hey, listen, I'm driving by. Want to know if you had any problems with your plumbing or whatever the case may be. I'll gladly provide service. Whatever it is that I need to do in order to get business, you'll bypass me and my
Right.
probably reduced price because well, how long you been doing this? You're quicker to
Right.
ask those questions than me at that capacity. But if I work for a company like, let's say, Roto-Rooter, something like that, something
Right.
that's already a conglomerate, you don't care about my qualifications. I might have just got that job 2 days ago.
Yeah, I might have got the job because my uncle was the boss. You know what
In
I'm
this, yeah, in this district, he's the manager, and he gave
saying?
me a hookup.
Yeah.
And I'm 2 days fresh on this job. But because there's a logo on this thing, there's a reputable name, you're quicker to give them the opportunity than it is anybody else. Because
Right.
again, like I said, it's just as easy to credit success as it is to criticize aspirations.
Yep.
mm.
Yo, DSJ, it's funny that you say that, man, because my homeboy Tony is that guy that you just mentioned. He has an old raggedy Chevy. Yo, you ever seen the stalker van, Chef NYK? You ever saw the stalker van? Like the old like the van that you always see in them Lifetime movies that be parked on the street and
Yeah,
the
something
girl be
wrong with that,
missing.
man.
Yeah. So
Not the
Tony got
Astro van.
nah
That
nah
is an Astro, is
nah
it?
not the Astro van, the
Uh,
commercial version the shit.
Oh, I got you. I got you.
I,
The white man.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, so he has a van like that, right? And he's a painter, but he's not an artist, right? So he paints houses and he does handyman work. And when DSJ said that, it just made me think about my man Tony. His birthday was like 2 weeks ago, man. Shout happy birthday to Tony. On the side of his van, bro, he he has Tony handyman and on the side where he just painted it with a brush. Tony handyman is like he don't have it spelled out. He got dot dot dot. But he do good work, bro. Like he does good work, right? But he's not a brand name, right? So yeah, so when you DSJ when you said that, man, this dude has a white van, and it's only white. It's white, but it's like 9 different shades of white, right? So it really looks like one of those stalker abduction vans, right? Tony handyman ish on the side.
Handyman.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. But yeah, so I'm trying to figure out the thing. And listen, I think I'm smart enough to understand that everybody is going to be different, and some people are conditioned to think a certain way. But how do we break that condition? Or how do we get people to respect us as entrepreneurs and business owners and artists? Like how do we break that stigma that people have?
Mm. I say definitely the customer base you build, people talking about it. Like that's went a long way for me, especially
Right.
like in the area I live in, like the right people being like, yo, you know, my name's Eddie. So, oh, Eddie gave me this, or I got this fish from Eddie, and or these stone crabs, and they were like this and that, and from certain people that might have a lot more credibility than others. I mean, so sometimes that'll definitely go a long way, but I hear what you're saying, man. Like, how do you, especially if they don't know you, they don't know your product, they don't know, you know what I mean? They don't know anybody who's actually purchased your product. Um, mm,
Yeah. Yeah. I man, listen, I feel you, bro, on that part. I feel you on that part, man. My thing is though your reputation, like being reputable is one thing. I think giving people a chance should be another thing though.
I
You, you,
agree.
you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you gotta give people a chance. And here's the thing. With others, we are wild OD with giving other people a chance, right? We wow OD with giving other people a chance as like for instance, the ladies will give people a chance. They will bend over backwards giving others a chance, right? But the fellas, they like nah. The dudes would rather drive across town to somebody they would rather drive 2 hours to get a subpar product from somebody they know than to get a superior product that's convenient and cheaper from somebody they don't know. Right? But like how I know this is and shout out to my people, shout out to the kids. They will buy a wig off the internet in a heartbeat. And them damn eyelashes, you know what I'm saying? They will try stuff. The ladies, they will try stuff, right? Dudes will be like, nah, nah. Hey, Chef NYK, you is your people into like the cosmetics and all that stuff?
I mean, definitely cousins and stuff. I had a close cousin who used to she used to have a hair salon in Queens, Sheila. So yeah, I know how that goes, man. Um, yeah, but I wouldn't say as much now. But yeah, growing up, I definitely seen that side with the cosmetics and the
D-
hair products.
Oh my gosh,
You
bro.
know, yeah.
The ladies, they will. DSJ, you encounter that you experienced that?
No, because all the ladies I encounter are ugly. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Before before they come jumping down my throat, well, you ain't all that either. I'm only kidding. Nah, I think it's definitely a staple in society for enhancement, for women enhancement, um, because it presents two things. One is the professional aspect of it,
Right.
where they want to always be presentable to their occupation. The other aspect of it is that they want to be complimented and attractive, and they want to feel attractive. And so it's something to getting your hair done, or coming out with the snuffleupagus eyelashes. Um, it's a must. I have to be able to wave at you with my hands and my eyes.
At the same time.
Like you gotta know that this is salutations towards you. Yes. So,
Right. Right.
but yeah, I think that's really what it is. I think in terms of beauty, they do it for themselves, right? And we're the beneficiaries at times. Um, I think what becomes a problem is when you are expected now. Like, let's say the objective was to go from single to taken, and now the upkeep that you were maintaining as somebody single, you want to heap on somebody else,
Hmm.
and it's like, well, you was doing this by yourself. I thought this was for you. Well,
Right.
now that we together, and it's like, well, nah, stop that, because I'm not asking you for haircut money. You love my fades. Don't turn around and get mad when I start asking you for haircut money. If that's the way that it works. Don't get mad when I start asking you, hey, listen, I want to get these Jordans.
Right.
You want these eyelashes? I want these J's.
Right.
We can exchange.
Right. Yo,
Facts.
they do it, bro. Women will take a chance on like something on the internet. Like women shop, bro. When like dudes, we like mass specific. Like we ain't gonna shop. We find something, we like it, and the only time we shop is to find a variance of something that's already familiar. You know what I'm saying? Like women are shop, they'll browse, bro. They in there looking for like they'll browse. Dudes though, they'll go to Chef NYK and be like, yo, I want 800 pounds of stone crab, but all I got is like 8 G's. And they'll stand there, bro. Like you supposed to, you know what I'm saying, do something for them.
It's true.
We ain't doing that for you. Either you got to bring your expectation down or get your money right. Right?
Yeah.
That's just what it is. But dudes would be like, yeah, because a dude told me, bro. A dude said, man, a dude. And now, mind you, what field I'm in. So basically, I work for lawyers and banks. Basically, you know what I'm saying. I work for lawyers and banks, right? I'm the broker. I'm the person. I do the same thing Chef NYK does, except the participating parties are different. There's a customer that needs to be reached out to. There's a broker in the middle, and then there's a larger entity that just supplies all the stuff, right? So a dude told me, yo, my son 18, I feel like he shouldn't be paying $16 a month for life insurance. That's too much. And I was like, 16, man, wait a minute, are you serious? $16 a month for what you're asking? You're getting all these benefits aside from, you're like, yeah, $16 a month. That's too much for life insurance. And so I asked him, I'm like, yo, where can you go and take $16 and get $150,000? Tell me where it is. I'll quit my job and just go do that. He was like, nah, man, see, that's what I'm saying. You trying to use technology on people. No, bro. Nah, bro. Nah. So how you gonna tell somebody like I'm the professional here? I know the prices, right? I know this. I know I scaled down everything, stripped it down so that we can get to $16, right? And you saying now if you can't afford $16 a month, that's your problem. But to argue about the price, $16, yo, come on, bro. Yeah,
And
Chef
this is a
NYK.
monthly. This is a monthly
Yeah.
Yeah,
price. I
$16 a
don't.
month. Yeah,
I gotta be honest. I don't know what's funny here. The fact that someone was willing to haggle $16 or use the word technology
yes,
in a sentence.
yes,
Facts.
yes. Bro, this is what I deal with though sometimes, and it's like, and I'm not complaining about that because all of us are in service based industries. Even if you're an artist, even if you're an artist, you do what it is that you want to do, but you want some type of exchange because it's still a job. You're just doing a job that you love to do, right? Right? It's still a job. You
Absolutely.
just doing it because you love it, right? But when
Mm.
somebody like that's like somebody coming to DSJ and saying, "Hey man, listen, I get it, but I don't feel like I should be paying $20 for this CD. I want to pay $1.49 for it." And you're like, bro, where in the world are you gonna go and buy any album for $1.49 ever? Any album, $1.49, a
Nah.
dollar for. There's no. Hey, listen, I'm all for bartering and haggling. I do it all the time, but not unreasonably though.
Yeah, we're talking about an album or a single, because
Nah, he talking about all 15 tracks.
yeah,
He want to pay a dime a
no,
piece for all 15
you
tracks.
might get you might get two tracks out of that.
Nah, he
Here's a single and here's a bonus. Maybe it's a snippet. I don't know.
right. I'm not
I've never
even
I've never in my life heard that. Even when and I'm talking about just considering the fact that in the cassette era, right, when people
right,
were buying singles and maxi singles,
right.
you pay $4.99 for a track that had the lead track, the remix version of that track,
Yeah.
and maybe an additional song.
Yeah, the extended club
Mm.
version. You always got to put the extended club version on there. Because
Right.
because the radio version and the club version are two different songs, right? You got to have the extended club version on there, right? Like I heard "Set It Off" on the radio one time. Yeah, I remember that song by Strafe. Set it off. I
So
suggest
from
y'all set
just
it up
y'all,
on there.
yeah.
Y'all set it off. Like when you hear the radio version of it, like the 3 minute version, you're like, wait a minute, the 3 minute, the 3 minutes of y'all want this party started right. Y'all want this party started quickly. When you hear
Quickly.
all of that, right? When you hear that, just that part alone, it's scrunched out in 3 minutes. You like, okay, wait a minute. They cut out, and it's like, y'all want this party started right, and they go getting into the drums. You're like, wait a minute, they cut out. Did they cut out something? Yeah, this is the 3 minute version right here. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? The version you got to get it for the radio. They only play the whistles. None of that going to 3 minute. But when you get the extended club mix, the 9 minute mix, you getting all of that, right? But yeah, DSJ, that's what I'm. Why don't we just support, bro? And okay, so Chef NYK, is it because we are in an economic downturn?
That's a good question. Uh, I don't know. I think people would still do this. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because especially when it comes to like, I wouldn't say luxury products, but what people like, I feel like even in a recession or something, people are still gonna pay for the stuff. Like in my business, even with, and I just started doing this after I had a restaurant before 2020. So I started this business in 2020. But I've never seen like, I mean, I just know because I'm selling to the seafood markets and stuff. So in the restaurants.
Right.
So these people obviously, if they're hitting me up more than once a week, sometimes two, three times a week after I drop a bunch off, a bunch of product, like it's selling. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I think people definitely certain things they might not spend money on, but stuff like going out to eat, especially when the restaurants opened up again, it hasn't really stopped, you
Okay.
know. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just find it, man, and maybe it's the customers that I attract, but I feel like our communities are underserved, right?
Mm.
Like our communities are underserved with like fresh produce, right? With fresh food. With I feel like our communities are underserved with financial literacy, right? Like I'll give an example, and I'm not gonna get on a soapbox, right? I promise I'm not gonna get on a soapbox, but I will say this: I think street violence would be deterred if all these babies had life insurance, right? Like
Mm.
all that street violence in Chicago and in New York, if these dudes had $100,000 policies on them or $150,000 policies on them, and insurance companies would have to pay these families $150,000, $200,000 a pop for losing their loved ones, I almost guarantee I almost guarantee that legislation would tighten up on these laws, gun
Mm.
laws, right? Because you have to because legislation goes where the money's at, right? Like for instance, when our babies are out here getting killed in the street, senseless gun violence, you know what I'm saying? As long as people are putting up GoFundMe pages to pay for the funeral, things are okay, right? No, like nothing to happen in society, nothing to happen. You know what I'm saying? The family loses a loved one. Everybody is cash apping the grandma because the grandma's upset because she lost her baby and things of that sort. You know what I'm saying? But if such and such, you know what I'm saying, unfortunately passed away, but he had an insurance policy for $250,000, the insurance company had to pay that. I guarantee you, insurance lawyers, insurance companies would be revising these laws and stuff to keep these babies safe.
Mm.
Because at the rate we dying, you're talking about putting millions of dollars back in the community based on such and such. I think we have a different aspect, a different outlook on life, right? I think sometimes we have to think about the practicality of stuff. Is $16 a month worth it? Shit, some people pay that for Netflix. Some people
Yeah,
have Netflix,
easily.
Amazon Prime, YouTube,
Hulu,
Hulu. Yeah, all these.
Disney Plus. Can't forget
Yeah,
about Disney Plus.
yeah. Some people have all these apps. They pay $100 a month in apps and plus $50 on that gym membership that they never use a month,
Mm.
right? And then you talk to them about life insurance. They're like, nah, that's too much.
Mm.
DSJ, I ain't mean to step on your toes, brother. My bad. I know
Right.
DSJ,
Just step on
DSJ
my
got that
toes.
that got that $50 membership at the gym. So
Health as well.
health is wealth. That's what they say, right? That's what they say, right?
Yeah, yeah. Nah, but I mean, end of the day, no. I think you're absolutely right. this aspect of thinking that really kind of bypasses a lot of people. Um, there isn't a lot of there isn't a lot of introspective thought in terms of consequence, in terms of we're all talking about today, but what about tomorrow?
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
So
that's really, yeah, that's definitely true, man. A lot
Yeah.
of, not to interrupt you, but it just, I think about even with the wills and the trusts and everything, I just feel like, you know, I'm at the age where you've seen some of your uncles and your aunts passing. It's like, how did that house, like, how do I pass my uncle's house who worked forever in Long Island, got a pension, brought a brand new house in Florida, and I passed that house and there's a whole different family living in that house that ain't my family. Like, how did, like, certain things like that? I'm like, how did that happen? Even if they would have kept the house, somebody in the family kept the house, sold the house, like, how does,
Right.
it's almost disheartening sometimes, but that's another thing, like, just people taking care of it, you know what I mean? Like, you have things in place or wills or trusts or however you do it to
Right.
where, you know, this lifelong, you know, I even talk with my parents about it. I'm like, you know, I know a lot about the finances, but I gotta really know the intricate stuff because this is there and this should be my kids and my grandkids inheritance. You know what I mean? It shouldn't just
Right.
in 20 years you come around the street and you know, it's a whole nother family enjoying the work and the blood, sweat, and tears to actually have this house built. You know what I mean? So
Right. Because they say that $16 a month wasn't worth it.
yeah,
Yeah. I
or
mean,
some lawyer fees or something just to make sure everything's in place.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah. I'll give you. I'll share a little bit like with myself. Right. So I have certain things that I have to protect. Like I have my house is paid for, my cars are paid for, right? All
Mhm.
of them paid for. I'm not listen, and I'm not saying a certain thing. What I'm saying is I don't move unless I'm ready to. I purchase a certain way, right? I make my purchases a certain way because I didn't come from money. And what happened is throughout my life, I was striving to do, and what I realized is I was always doing things the wrong way, right? Like for instance, I came up like when people hear me say stuff, they don't remember or they don't know that me and Miss Mocha used to live in a old raggedy single wide trailer with a hole in the floor, right? That we had a board across it because we couldn't afford to get it fixed and that it used to be freezing cold in there in the wintertime. And our babies used to walk around with coats on in the house in the winter. They used to have coats on because it was so cold. We couldn't afford it. We was just at that state where we wasn't making no money, right? We was just poor. Summertime, we sleeping with the windows open because we didn't have central air, right? Mosquitoes biting up my babies, you know what I'm saying? All types of stuff. Like people here, like one side, they don't know like where you come from, right? So
Yeah,
me and Mo made a pact that like, yo, we ain't gonna never live like this no more. And what we realized was our family members were giving us their best advice during that time, but their advice was terrible,
mm,
right? And I don't know if y'all have a support system like this. Like they care and they give you the best advice that they have, but their advice ain't good enough, right? Because if they're poor, if you go to their house and they got a box fan in the window, right? And you go to your house and you can't afford a box fan, but you want central air, maybe they're not the person that you should be talking to about advice, right? And
that's
I
true.
know, and I know nowadays we take certain things for granted, right? Like y'all didn't have central air, central heat. Nah, we didn't have it. We couldn't afford it, right? But what I'm saying now, what ultimately the point that I'm trying to get to is I have things that I want to protect. I don't want my babies to ever go back to living in single wide trailers with holes in the floor, no central air, no central heat, mosquitoes flying in the window at night because you got to leave the window open so some of that night air can come in and cool off your house. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to. So with me, I have insurance for it. I have insurance for all the stuff, right? Even though the house I'm in right now is paid for, right? I got a policy set aside for maintenance, right? Like say, because no house, no structure. I don't care how nice your house is. It's always gonna need maintenance. An outlet is always gonna stop working somewhere, right?
Definitely.
You're gonna need a new roof at some point, right? You know what I'm saying? Doors are always gonna squeak. Windows are always gonna get stuck. Some room is gonna need to be painted, right? You know what I'm saying? There's always so I have insurance set aside for that, and for taxes. Like if I kick the bucket, Mo don't have to get a second job just to take care of that stuff. I take care of that stuff with insurance because I love my wife and I don't want to be, you know what I'm saying, looking down from the great Madison Square Garden in the sky and be thinking like, you know what I'm saying, I should have left something for my wife to have her so she won't have to go out here in a dating scene. So she won't have to go. Now, if she wants to date somebody else, that's fine. Right? But that's romance motivated and not finance motivated.
Financial. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I
No,
don't
that's a great way to think, you know what I mean? Because it happens. It's just, you see a lot of people move on and they just didn't have the right things in place, or you didn't. I just learned about I mean, you probably know more about this, but the capital gains tax on houses.
yeah,
Like
man.
I was finding out that, like, whoa, I'm thinking like, all right, gotta figure that out because
Right.
I mean, but
Bro. Yeah, man. You got to be prepared now. And here's the thing to that too. Here's the thing to that.
All right, y'all. I'm in jet.
All right, boss.
all right, DSJ, good talking to you, bro.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so the thing about it is um other communities know all this stuff and they share it, right? They share this stuff. They don't hide this stuff. But you know what? Like that person I mentioned that had me send the stuff to him 3 times. We just
Yeah,
don't search out stuff and we don't read it. We listen to our auntie with the box fan in the window. We listen to her as opposed to searching out financial literacy, right? A professional. Now, the one thing black people will do, and this is crazy. The one thing black people will do, black people will they will shop online, right? They will go to a professional, reputable store and give the store their money. They will go to a barbershop and book appointments at the barbershop, a professional barber, right? But when we get sick, we won't go to the doctor. And when it comes to our money, we don't talk to people that help us with financial literacy. Your car breakdown, we looking for a tree shade mechanic. I need somebody cheap to help get my car back on the road, right? But with your haircut, you're going to a professional barber and you're going to wait and be patient and give them a
mm,
tip. You know what I'm saying?
no, no, I hear you. I hear you, and it should be something that obviously health and finances should be um, top on the list, but
Right.
you know,
Right.
I don't know why that is, but you know,
Yeah, a dude told me, man. A dude told me that he said, man, when I die, bury me in my Jordans. I was like, hey, man, when you die, I'm not trying to get you dressed up, bro. I'm not trying to dress you. He's like, yo, I need a fresh pair of Jordans. And I was like, bro, do you know for a fresh pair of Jordans, you can have life insurance? You pay it. I mean, bro,
that's crazy.
Yeah, for you got Jordans off StockX for $400. You could have
400.
paid
Oh, yeah.
you could have paid up insurance premium for a year, depending on what kind of policy you got.
Or get a license trade or a license for. I want to say my wholesale license was about that much.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you could get a whole start a whole business, a LLC or something like that.
For
But
yeah.
you know how it is though, man. That's one thing about our people, man. We gotta have that top of the line fashion and jewelry and
Right.
cars, man. It can't be, yeah,
I
you
know a
know.
dude
But
spent.
you gotta put your priorities straight.
Oh yeah, priorities. Yeah, I think that's gonna be the name of the morning show that I do in the morning. The getting our priorities straight. So I'm doing a morning show on Vibes in the morning. I'm gonna take Monday and Tuesday off because training camp starts Wednesday. So I'm gonna take a couple of
Oh,
days
true,
off.
it does.
Yeah, so I'm gonna take a
All
couple
right.
of days off from Nick's content.
Is that
And
not to change the subject? Is that training facility close to you? It's in South Carolina, right? I heard Citadel or whatever.
the
Is
Citadel
that
is
is that your area or
uh
no?
I think it's I search for it. I
Uh,
don't think it's close by me. Let me see. Where is the Citadel? Yeah, it's in Charleston. So no, it's not close by me.
all right,
I'm in Florence, Myrtle Beach area. Charleston, that's in the low country. That's
all right,
towards that's kind of close to Georgia. Not that close, but kind of close, headed down that way.
all right. Gotcha.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Think let me see. If it was Florida, it would probably be hmm, not St. Pete area. It'd be further south than that.
All right, gotcha.
Yeah, yeah. It'd be like not Miami. That'd be too far. Well, maybe. Well, I don't know. Well, yeah,
Yeah, it's just a whole nother side of it. I
yeah,
know because Florida, man, it's like that's a whole. That's why I try to tell people when they visit, like, oh, you're in Florida. I'm like, you're like 4 or 5 hours away from me,
right.
you
Yeah,
know. Yeah,
Central Florida, and West Florida are not.
yes, two different. Yeah, two different
Mm,
worlds.
yeah, when you start talking about Tallahassee, you talking about close to Alabama.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, might as well.
yeah, that's
So
you may as
it's
well be talking
five,
about
6 hour
Alabama, right?
drive. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, man. So, um, dang, I lost it just that fast.
Well, but you were talking about the priorities. I kind of
Oh yeah,
interrupt you
yeah.
with the.
Yeah, the priorities definitely. Yeah, but the thing is if it were if I were close, man, yeah, I would go. But the Knicks will have everything closed off where you can't really even go in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's they're pretty wild with that now, man.
Yeah,
Um,
they're kind of wild with that, man. So um, yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, hey man, I'm gonna wrap up here, man. I'm gonna get out of here so I can get ready for this 2,000 calls I got to make tomorrow. It's not really 2,000. It's like 100, but it just
yeah,
seems
no,
like
I
that.
know how it is, man. It's so much work to get it. I don't have the calls, but I still gotta set up logistics. I'm still waiting on prices for the season and
Right.
a lot of moving parts, so I get it. But yeah, I appreciate it. I finally got up here, had a conversation with you, man, and that was good chopping it up
Right.
for sure.
It's
Yeah.
easy, bro. Up here on the panel, it's easy if we allow it to be easy. Like when you just conversating, bro. When it's just easy talking, bro. It gets crazy when nobody listens to each other, though.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I'm
for
saying?
sure. And we're not talking about the Knicks, so it ain't like 20 different opinions.
20 different opinions about the
Yeah,
same thing. So
about the same team, but you know how we do.
yeah, man. All right,
But
so
yeah, man, appreciate it.
yeah, man. Thank you for rocking with me, man. And thank you everybody for watching this. Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure that you hit the like button, support the channel. We're going to continue to try to grow this and have these conversations in a way that is relevant to all of our peoples and all of that. I will holler at y'all in the morning. Peace, everybody.
All right, peace.